Hey guys, welcome back to another manga spotlight video. Today I want to talk about a little reincarnated stuck in another world manga. It's called Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. It's one of my favorite ongoing series as of right now. I've been reading it for the past, I would say about a year. I would say maybe a year and a half. It's been coming out pretty slowly. It's published by 7 Seas. These are just the first 3 volumes as of right now. There are actually more than that. I have the other volumes back here. There's 7 as of right now. So our story starts out with this guy. We don't really know what his name is. He basically gets kicked out of this place and he gets hit by a fucking truck. And, yeah, he wakes up. He basically seemingly dies. He wakes up in the body of an infant, basically like a baby, and he's in this other world. He has no idea really where he is, so you see him slowly grow up over time. He becomes, man, I think he's like 5 or 6, maybe younger than that at the start of the manga. He goes by Rudius Grey Rat, or they call him Rudy. He lives with his parents. His dad was a famous swordsman / adventurer, and his mom was basically like a wizard, or like she was really good at spells. And they basically settled down. They were part of this guild, or adventurers group, basically. And they have Rudy, and they basically settle down and have like a normal life. Rudy thinks, like, he basically thinks he doesn't have anything special, like he doesn't have any special powers or whatnot. Turns out he's actually pretty good at magic, because later on we see him, he grows up a little bit, around like 5, say around 5. He gets a hold of his mom's spell book, or a spell book basically, and starts learning spells, and he blows a hole through the wall, and they're like, what? Whoa, you can learn, magic? And so they get basically a teacher, whose name is Roxy. She's pretty cool. She teaches him, and we sort of get another time skip. We get little time skips throughout Rudy's life. This all encompasses his life, because we see him grow up as a character, because he's basically stuck in this body, and he doesn't know why he's stuck in this body. So he trains, he gets a little better, and he meets this, what he presumes to be elf boy, named Sylphie, I believe is the character's name. Turns out it's a girl, and he stops some bullies from beating her up, basically. And, well, him, but it's actually a girl. He thinks it's a guy for like the longest time. And they become best of friends, and he wants to go to this magical school, but Sylphie can't afford it, so he wants to, well, his parents basically say, hey, go off and teach your cousin magic. It's like sort of like a distant cousin, or like a third cousin, I can't really remember. So he goes off this other big city, and he meets his cousin. Excuse me, sorry. So he meets his cousin Iris, and or is it Iris? I can't remember. I think it's Iris. And he trains her in magic, and he's there for at least like a couple years in this city, away from his family. And he's also still constantly learning about this world and stuff, and just figuring out what's going on. He enjoys his time in this world, but he also thinks back to time from time of the actual world that he was in before he got into this world. So he departs, goes to this new city. Turns out people want to kidnap Iris because she's of basically kind of like royalty, almost. Not really royalty, but like a high, distinguished family. And so he leaves Roxy and goes off to this and leaves his family. And starts on a new adventure where he's with this girl and he's trying to teach her magic as well as learn about this new world. Some things happen. I don't really want to get into too much spoilers, but they get thrown across the continent into basically the demon continent, and they have to make their way back to their family. A lot of people get displaced. Small spoilers. A lot of people get displaced, so they're constantly looking for each other, and you know, trying to basically survive and to get home, basically. And that's really where I want to stop this telling of this story. You meet a lot of new characters. It's a really fun manga. The artwork is actually pretty fun. Like, I really like the art styles. Here, I'll show you guys some of the there's some of the manga artwork right there. See if we can find some of the action parts. But yeah, it's a pretty fun little fantasy manga. It has a nice bit of comedy thrown in as well. It's not all like serious. There are some like really funny moments to this manga. The characters grow. They're not just like one-note characters, which is pretty fun. Because you're all seeing this through his point of view, Rudy's point of view. And cause he's like this 30-year-old guy trapped in this little kid's body. But he's growing up also. Like, he's maturing as well. His character changes because, you know, he has to constantly keep up this act that he's like a young child. But, you know, he uses his fantasy knowledge from like our world to help him in this world, which sometimes comes out really good. Sometimes it backfires really bad. So yeah, check it out. If you're looking for a fun fantasy manga, check it out. I recommend it. I look forward to every time a new volume comes out. It's always a fun time. I always love the covers for these. Like, the covers are really good. And we're actually getting a spin-off soon, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, check it out if you're interested. I mean, you know, yeah, check it out, you know. So, I guess I'll start ending the video. Yeah, the action's good. The artwork's good. It's funny. I like the story. Anyways, guys, if this is your first time watching this video, sorry if I rambled on a little bit. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Tell me if you have read this book, because I know it's also a light novel as well. But I have not read the light novel. I have only read the manga adaptation of it. You know, give me your thoughts on if you've read this, or you know what you thought of it and whatnot, or if you want to consider reading it. So yeah, I'll catch you later, guys. Peace out.